Alrighty then. Ready?
I'm ready.
Let's jam. We got our little cats here. We are live.
We are live.
Live and direct. Direct into your home.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. It's time for. Oh, I jacked up this eyebrow. You know
How
what?
can you tell?
Let me just point it out so that no one else points it out to me. It's just a little crooked. It's way darker than the other. It's fine.
Is it? I can't even tell.
Good.
Tells you how much I pay attention.
Yeah. You don't know. Eyebrows are sisters and not twins. Okay. So.
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Is that like the makeup thing?
Yeah. Like your eyebrows aren't supposed to be like identical. Your face is not symmetrical. Have you seen those filters that do your face symmetry? And it's like right down the middle, and then it's like what your face would look like if it was symmetrical, and it looks like two different people. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that.
We should try it.
We should try it.
Because it looks like two different human faces. Like, it's weird.
It's like wild. Like,
one side of your face
what do you mean,
mirrored.
like two different human faces?
Like, if you cut your face in half, and it was mirrored, symmetrical on both sides.
It'd be a completely.
Like
you're two
side,
separate people.
Like you do one side of your face that's like symmetry, then the other side of your face that's like perfect symmetry, and they don't look the same. They don't look identical because your face is not symmetrical.
Wonder why that is. I think is it if you're more symmetrical, it's less. I think isn't it like the imperfect is what makes it beautiful.
Yes, character.
Yeah,
has character. It's imperfect.
I'm talking about character. I'm glad to see you guys again. We are live on Instagram now, so all our Instagrammers are watching this live.
All of them.
So say hi to Billy, Bob, Joe, and
you don't even know the names of your friends.
I know the names of
friends. So speaking of Instagram, this is kind of the thing that we were going to talk about today. Instagram / vlogging, and specifically family channels. Should they or shouldn't they?
Yeah, so, it's tough. When I see vlogging family channels, it can run a myriad of things. Like you see one where they're doing family vlogs and they're traveling all over the place, or they're making content with their child, unwrapping gifts, or they're living the van life. And I've recently been seeing more and more van life and the dangers of van life. Or you'd say the dangers.
There's dangers of van life?
Well,
what are you seeing?
Well, because you're putting your whole 5-6 children into a van, and they have no privacy and they have no personal space, and
kids, van life with kids.
With kids,
gotcha.
Yeah, with kids, and you just kind of you go along for the ride, but you lack, it's kind of
privacy, personal space.
Well, and I'm not saying people say, well, the idea of having them personal space, but then you look they're sleeping on like mats, and they're sleeping on,
Is that so bad? What about the good side of like your kids are outside a lot, they're in nature, they're seeing new places, they're exploring the world. Does that outweigh sleeping on a mat, or does that outweigh not having your own room?
I don't know. Like I'm just saying, like, what, and the thing is I get it for like you're doing this as a lifestyle, but then you're creating content. I think the issue that we're talking about is more like creating content based on your kids.
Right. Like, we're not talking about if what you're doing as a lifestyle choice is beneficial or not. We're talking about, like, we had this conversation the other day. This is why it came up, is because if you are earning a profit off of your child, maybe you're putting money away for them from that profit, or maybe you're not. And is that healthy for the children? Is that safe for the children? And things like that. And I feel like there's the camp of like people who are like, absolutely not. Don't ever put your children online. There's so many dangers with that. There's so many issues with that. And don't ever post their faces, all of that stuff. And definitely if you're earning a profit off of them, that's a whole other door of like, are you being fair with the wages that they are earning and setting it aside for them because that's their work? There's the other side, which is like, Like, it's family time. It's fine. And
They
it's our
enjoy it.
memories.
They enjoy it. They love having fun with us.
Like, and it's their memories, and it's we get to look back on these videos, and it's
It's
so
a
great.
dangerous line, I feel
Hmm.
like. And then you hear as technology has gone on and YouTube has gone on, you see kids come out of that and like, I was tortured. Like in the sense, not no, torture sounds a word, but more like they pushed this agenda on me because the pressure of making the paycheck was on me. The pressure of these things were put on me
Mm.
because people were watching it with their kids. They
Hmm.
are the sponsorship. They're the face of the channel, you would
Yeah,
say.
I think that that's fair for like people would say, well, it's done in a very unhealthy way sometimes, but there are people who argue that any use of your child on the internet is unhealthy. But my question is like, are you attempting to profit? I think that's where I'm like,
Yeah, that's
let's
more.
talk about
Yeah.
legally what should be in place for like what's in place in entertainment for child
Yeah, I was
actors and
gonna say
entertainers.
it's the new child actor kind
There are
of.
laws, right?
Hmm.
There are stipulations. They have to have an advocate with them. They have to have someone there to make sure that all the rules are being, that they're getting enough school
Hmm.
time, they're getting enough breaks, that they're all these different things, right? And I think that that's not possible in the age of family channels, and so therefore should it be legal almost, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, and we like, where do we stand in it? Because our children are on the internet, and not because we are trying to get views and
Yeah,
earn a profit, but because we've always been videographers and we've always enjoyed photos and home videos and
no,
just
absolutely.
creating things, and we love looking back on videos of our children. Do they need to be published online? No. But we're like, but I've been saying that I don't want, them to be always in the videos or always in our podcast.
Yeah, and I think the natural, like, because we were videographers and because we were doing a lot of filming when we had kids, we wanted to still use those gifts and the things that we had, and we have all this equipment. We're like, okay, let's dive into that and use that. What's around us, and what were around us was our kids. And I love the idea that when we look back at our like their own, like our dad's videos and like our Christmas around the classic '80s video camera, and you're carrying it around. That's what I feel like I love to do with our kids.
Yeah.
And I know like that back then it's all like it's not on the internet and the World Wide Web, but still we're gonna look back at that and really appreciate those moments. And I draw the line where I'm like coaching my kids to do something, where it's like where I'm like cry harder, make it look real. Like I'm not like
Oh yeah.
coaching them to like get a reaction so that it's entertaining for me.
Hmm.
I'm more just capturing what life is going around. Now, do my kids sometimes like, hey, do you want to come up with the idea and do it? Let's do it. And if they're not having fun, I need to know. Put the camera down and just hang out with my kids.
We had that super sweet video that you had them acting out like a game of hide and seek, and it was like scripted, and you set up your shots and they did it. Like, that was really cute. And like, there have been times where you're sitting and you're filming and you're like, hey, come and be in a video with me, and they say no, and you're like, all right.
Yeah, it's a really
See you later.
it's a boundary, and like, and that's where I think where it all comes down to is having boundaries and that and just that's where like again, are you profiting off it? And is it that bad? Like is it like what you're like? I know it's if it's I don't know what the word I don't have the
Is
words.
what that bad? Profiting?
Not like when you say profiting, but like if they are collectively in on it and you're making money of it.
No, because a child cannot really give consent
Hmm.
for anything that's adult related,
Got it.
work, other things. Like, children are not really, I believe that because there are children actors, right? But there's so many stipulations, and I think like
Do you think YouTube will eventually regulate children creators,
I
content
really
creators?
hope so. I hope that's the direction it goes in. I really do. But I don't know if they ever will, because they earn so much money off of them.
Yeah.
It's like, why would they put red tape around some of their highest earning content creators,
Yeah.
right?
I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Like what's your thoughts? Is it just entertainment or is it something where, that we
Is it highly dangerous?
highly dangerous?
Is there a realm where sometimes it's okay? Like our realm that we're in, of like, I'm not pushing this content of my children to earn any kind of thing. It's because we enjoy it. And I like to send the links out to my family. We have like cousins
Yeah.
in Arizona who love it. Like,
If we do, okay, let me think. What age do you find it appropriate for your children if they want to stream? Let's say Judah is like 13 years old. He's like, Dad, I want to create a video gaming stream, or I want to do this stream. Like, you know how the gamers stream their games or just whatever. What age do you think for our family, like, do you think is appropriate?
for our children to want to be online,
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
don't.
It's a while away for us. Like, I feel
I
like
mean,
13 years old is like, hey, that's a community, but that's the thing. As we develop and as technology develops, we might need to see like, well, we gotta be careful. But
that's a good question because is the main issue that it should be the child's own choice? And in that case, like right around 12 and 13 is when kids start making their own choices in ways like that. Or is there something that it's like, I need to protect you from this. My thing is like the internet is so vicious that I don't want my kids putting themselves out there, reading all those comments, being cyberbullied, like all that stuff. It comes with way too much dumpster fire junk for it to be worth the community I have on my streaming platform.
I would do it with him. It would be cool to do like a father-son thing.
If he really wanted to,
Yeah, it's like, let's do it together.
Moderate together. Maybe I could see that.
It would be rad.
But like, isn't that how, what's his name? The Ryans?
No, that was like...
don't you think that's how that started? Is like, oh, we're spending time
No, he was
together.
like 6 or 7.
So what's the story of that channel?
I need to do more research on it.
But they're basically, it's like a kid imaginative playing. Like I've seen a lot of channels like this, and we've even watched it with the kids before on YouTube of like a kid playing with toys, opening up like the Lego Jurassic Park toys and playing with them, and they create a whole like jungle area in the yard to like play, pretend.
Yeah.
And you film it, and it's like this really cool, entertaining thing for kids to watch. But then, like, doesn't it have another side to it behind the scenes that you were saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, behind the scenes, eventually, the pressure of, like, creating content, the demand of doing it, the demand of, like, hey, we got these 3 sponsors, we got to get going. I think that's what becomes too much. But I think, again, he was very young.
And you're dependent on him as the main character. Yeah. I think that's part of your issue. Yes. Probably that's your main issue.
It is your main issue. And that's tough for like a child to be that consistent in that, like, hey, we have to shoot this, and put them on a schedule.
That's literally a work schedule.
Yeah, you're making them.
And they're earning money. It's a job.
It's a job. So I don't sponsor children labor, but no buts. I don't sponsor it. Let's end that right there.
That's a good place to stop the sentence.
See, and that's where I have to, like, one thing I've been, so this is a good transition as we see, speaking with purpose. I want to kind of touch on that on this cast, like, because people still call it the cast. It's called the cast. I'm bringing it back. We're calling it the cast.
It's not
the cast. If you're on Instagram, YouTube, it's called the cast, right? You don't say the pod, the vlog.
Yeah. Do you have your phone on you?
It's on. I see it's live.
Oh, Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram right here.
Hi, Instagram. Hi, guys. I was just gonna say, should we say hello?
You did.
Ooh. Justin. What up? Okay.
So saying that, speaking with purpose, I want to touch on it because, as you guys know, if you don't know, I speak freely and I speak my mind, and that's where shower thoughts come from, and that's where I kind of just word vomit sometimes. And in the midst of like all the thought process and all the synapses going, sometimes I forget, like when I'm on a runaway train with my thought, I'm like, where is this going? And I want to, like, just for me, it's like that's a kind of additional shower thought, afterthought, is to encourage you guys and myself to, like, think things through. Think things through.
Think before you speak. That is something you have never excelled in.
I've gotten better. Right?
You know what I think? You know what I think is that
Daisy's watching, by the way. Hi, Daisy.
Hi, I miss you and I love you. You know what I think is that it's not that you think before you speak more now. It's that you think better thoughts. Hopefully.
I'm clean.
No, just as you've grown and matured, that you now, you don't, I wouldn't say you spend a whole lot of time thinking before you speak. I would say that as you've grown and matured, that your thoughts have grown and matured.
Mm.
And now the things you say are a lot more helpful and encouraging and truthful and make sense
But
and
old
are
Jerry comes out
logical.
once in a while. Old Jerry.
Oh, and it's hilarious. 100%. It's hilarious. Sometimes it's highly offensive, and I have to tell you that because you don't understand why.
I think, yeah, after a minute, you kind of have to stop me rambling. I think I get going, and after a minute, I digress or
Yeah.
digress.
Yeah. Degress?
Digress?
Regress.
Regress.
Yeah.
Regress. And like after a minute, you just gotta give me breathe, think, and then go again. Because
Yes.
what happens is I go down like this. You know those things you put a marble in, and you kind of
Mhm.
just let it wash.
That's what your brain looks like. Like instead of having the spaghetti brain, you have just a
It's like
single
exactly,
downward.
it's always downward. Yeah. That's hilarious. I don't know why I laugh like that.
That was an evil, good evil laugh. But I think that's true. Like you kind of get in the spiral sometimes. But I would say yes, that I have seen you in recent years more so be like, how do I want to put this? When you're in a delicate situation and when you're talking to people who are sensitive. We recently spent the weekend with somebody who thinks incredibly long and deeply before speaking. And it's funny, the contrast.
Yes.
The two of you. Because on the one hand, it's like you're waiting and trying to guess and wondering what this person is thinking. And then on the other hand, you're like, when is this guy going to stop telling us what he's thinking?
100%. And yeah, I would say 100%.
But there's room to grow.
Always, always.
And the specific instance recently is a great example of that. We talked it out. We had to just both give our.
And it takes me a second to like, as much as I regress, it takes me a second to climb back out of it, like to go through the thought process. Why is it wrong? Oh, and just going back through it and just walking through each step. And Alyssa's very patient with me and not losing it on me. Because I think the more like someone corners me, I become more like
you get defensive.
Yeah.
And you're not. I mean,
I'm like a porcupine.
Is that what they do? As all humans do, when faced with critique, excuse me, sponsored by Diet Coke, that burp was, as all humans do in, being critiqued, corrected, criticized, whatever, even if it's loving, I think everybody sort of like initially becomes defensive. That's just like the human way. So I don't fault you for that, but it is working through that's the sanctification, right? That's like the Lord working in our hearts to be like,
100%.
how can I see this from your point of view? And you do that.
You
do it well.
Praise be to Jesus.
Yeah. And on that note, switch the topic. Off that note, I guess, yesterday was your birthday.
It was my birthday.
It was a big day. It was the big 33.
I don't know what to do with like birthdays sometimes, because should we be the people that like tell everyone it's our birthday? Are you a person that like walk into a room and say, it's the birthday boy's here?
No, you know what's ideal is that
you have a wife who's amazing and gets to announce it for you in the morning everywhere you go, which I really love.
This is kind of what I was going to say. Ideally, you have people in your life who love you and know your birthday so that they're announcing it for you and you don't have to announce it. Like, I mean, unless you're like not into being celebrated or told happy birthday, then you hide it and that's fine. But if you like being told happy birthday, like I love that. I love when people acknowledge.
I love it, but then I also act like I don't love it. Like,
you act like, oh, stop it.
Stop it. Please. I don't know.
It's fine.
Stop
okay.
Okay.
Dumb. But you love it.
I love it.
I love it. So if you have like, that's what I love is like being in a group setting where like a few people know it's your birthday. When you come in, they're like, happy birthday. And then everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's your birthday.
That's exactly. That's what exactly.
Yeah.
It's my.
That's what you want. And that's how it works so great that way. You don't want to have to come into a room and like someone to be like if you say, well,
hey Cyrus, thanks for joining.
Hi.
By the time he watches it, it's like a delay.
Listen.
Yes.
We had a great day yesterday, though.
We had a wonderful day. My kids made me. Not only did they make me eggs and bacon,
Sausage.
and breakfast, Judah handmade me a protein shake because he knows protein's where it's at, baby.
That's right. He does.
He does. More
He
protein.
does. Yeah.
In bed, mind you.
He did. And he made you get back into bed
He made
because
me.
he wanted to bring you breakfast in bed. Is that kid not the sweetest?
He is the sweetest boy.
So sweet. So he brought you breakfast in bed for your birthday. And then we gave you your present, which I was really proud of. It was putting all of both of your
Both. Hey, all
Your-
of them. All of them.
all
All two.
They don't even know we haven't said it yet. Of your marathon bibs, your marathon medals, and then I've printed out photos of us on your marathon run days.
There we go.
And put them in a frame for you. And I thought that was a good gift. I was happy about that one.
Cyrus, I see it is about a minute delay. We're so grateful that you're with us, though. So if you have any questions, thanks for the birthday shout out. Let us know. Oh, and it pops up right here when you needed that.
So we did that. Your staff took you out to lunch, and then we had youth group, and youth group was
Jerry Day.
It was Jerry Day.
Melissa just went off the rails because at first I was
went off the rails.
I was kind of at first like, what do I expect like of this? Because I'm used to like taking control, being on stage and just doing it, and she's like, no, I got this. I'm like, what's happening here?
Well, and like every other birthday you've had for the past like 5 birthdays, we've been at camp.
Oh yeah.
So like ever since, well, I guess the past like 3-4 birthdays, it's as being either like a small group leader or a pastor. We've been at winter camp on your birthday weekend almost every time. So like we celebrate your birthday there. I usually like send like cupcakes, or I bring cupcakes or something. We do like a big birthday song during like one of the dinners at camp. It's super special and fun. But your birthday was on youth group night this year. It was really cool. And I was like, ooh, it's Jerry Day. It's first annual Jerry Day. And I, hi Raina. Oh my gosh, Raina's watching.
It's a mental delay. She's gonna see that.
So so we did Raina was at Jerry Day. So Raina knows what's up. Raina,
Yes.
Drop in the comment your highlight of Jerry Day, okay? It was a big one. It was a big one. We went all out. Do you want to tell it?
Yeah, so they went all out, and they had, I think the couple things were special. Like first, going out and seeing a piñata. The piñatas really got me because I'm a piñata lover.
You're a piñata man.
I'm a piñata
He's
man.
a piñata man,
I'm a
everyone.
piñata man. What can I say? I was raised in a Latino culture where we had piñatas every weekend.
The barrio, all about the piñatas.
The barrio was to go to the park, have the piñata, and knock it down. Mm-hmm. And so I want piñatas now, but I guess piñatas are too violent.
Is it violent? You just beat the head off a donkey?
Just
you think
beat
that's
it off.
violent? What's wrong with that? I think it's okay. Should I not?
Oh yeah.
Should we not?
Hi.
Jerry Day. Jerry Day. Jerry Day. Jerry Day.
Jerry Day. Yes. Yes.
She's from Utah. Safe travels in Utah.
Yes. Be safe out there.
Okay.
Seth, thank you for joining us. Boom. Seth Steves on it.
Yes. Yes. Our friends are watching.
People are watching us.
So exciting. Hi guys. Okay. So
the piñatas are great. I grew up with piñatas. That's where it's at. So we got it. Piñatas were great.
So we had piñata. We had a piñata, and then we did birthday balloon stomp. We tie a balloon to your ankle and try to be the last one standing with a balloon that's not popping.
Nothing's more fun than trying to stomp on junior hires.
Oh.
Stomp
their ankles.
Stomp the ankles. Break the ankles.
So good. Also, we did. I also had silly string war, and then.
Oh yeah, this was the best part.
The greatest
and most scary, intense part.
You were horrified.
I was horrified,
but you loved it the most. I called it a game of gratitude pie. And the children lined up. I said, children, think of something that you love about Pastor Jeremiah, or your favorite thing he's ever taught you at youth group. And after you tell him what it is, you get to pie him in the face. And when I tell you those kids ran to get in line, because I think at first when they heard me say that, they're like, like nervous about sharing something in front of everybody.
But they wanted to smush my face with pie.
So we had the whipped cream on the little plates. It was not
not like a little whipped cream. They were piling it on. Like this is like just a covering enough, more and more and more and more.
It was great. So they lined up so fast, and they said some of the sweetest things to you before demolishing your face and head in whipped cream.
Yes,
It was
they did.
so
It
sweet.
was sweet.
They said, they were like, you taught us about Jesus. Thank you. They said, what was the one was, thank you for being like family or treating us like family.
It was very special.
They said, you've taught me so much about how to grow. You've been there for me, like the sweetest things. And I was like, it has to be a real compliment. You can't just be like, nice shoes.
Yeah, and they did know is kind of more scary is that they did it very slowly because I didn't want them to like
Okay,
smack you in the
here's
face.
what I didn't see coming. I didn't realize, and when I was imagining this, I was imagining you like looking at each kid while they were like talking to you. But after that first pie,
My whole face,
all your senses were gone. You
like
had
all
no
my
eyes.
holes were covered. My mouth, my nose was just like.
All you couldn't see. If you guys are wondering what this was like, look at Jeremiah's Instagram stories right now. Okay.
It was insane, and then the longer it went on, the more afraid I got. That's the problem.
Because you couldn't see.
I couldn't see.
There was at one point you were like, I can't breathe, and you had to like whale blowhole out the whipped cream out of your nose.
Well, even when I tried to breathe, it was so much like it was just like. But it was wonderful. I truly enjoyed it.
It was great.
My wife, this was probably the highlight birthday of many, many years. I can't remember like I had great birthdays before, but there's always like something in the day that I ruin it because I'm a grumpy pants and my wife tries to spoil me. And this year I felt like I just received it and you did a wonderful job and I didn't say one critical thing about you until the very end of the day. But
I forgot. Oh, how I got your candy bar wrong.
yeah, exactly.
That was totally my bad, though. So Jeremiah likes candy that no other human on the planet Earth enjoys.
I love big hunks.
Nobody cares.
Do you guys know what big hunks are? Big hunks are where it's at. The nuggety toffee is where it's at.
I cannot believe big hunks are still on the shelf. So I don't even know the last person on planet Earth who's purchased one. I got it mixed up. I remember the H. He likes big hunk. I got him a Heath bar. I was like, Heath, there it is, Heath, and the kids picked it up.
Maybe you're just thinking of Heath Ledger.
I wasn't.
Also great.
I wasn't thinking of that. I am now. So rest in peace. We had a great birthday for you, and then you were saying how like you were saying that you wanted to talk about my birthday. Which was lovely. I enjoyed it.
I feel like we, as being married for over 10 years, technically months are over 10 years. Being married for that long, you're going to have some birthday mishaps. You're going to misfire. You're going to miss some. And I kind of like, I got like a 6.5 this year. If you're rating out of 10.
The morning, 9 out of 10. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent morning. The rest of the day, it was like, who's Alyssa?
I did my duty. I washed my hands, and I'm done. I'm done.
It wasn't that bad.
No.
It was just like, I knew you had to work. We were busy. You had things going on. And then it's that thing. You know what this weird thing is about birthdays, though? Is like, for some people, birthdays are this weird thing. You are one of these people. And then I think that am becoming one of these people, even though I don't want to be, where like people are obsessed with their own birthdays and how they are celebrated or how they are recognized.
No, I am not like that.
Not obsessed. Yeah. Not obsessed, but like to where it affects your emotions. If you don't feel that you were accurately, adequately celebrated in the way that you expect to be, it really wrecks you.
I only expect one thing out of my birthdays. I
almost forgot to do it.
I was wondering if you were going to do it, actually. I was like, they have the cupcakes. They're not going to do happy birthday right now with the cupcake. They're going to do it after group. Are they telling people to get...
No, you know what? I meant to put the candle into the cupcake when you first came, when we all sang to you in the beginning, and I totally forgot to put the candle in first. I just called you up to the stage, and we sang to you. And I was like, oh, shoot, I forgot the candle. And then I was like,
so this is the one thing I asked. The one thing I asked Alyssa for, like, from the very beginning of our marriage, I said the one thing, because the first time we didn't do it, and I made us think about it.
Do you know why we didn't do it?
It's because we're at camp.
No, because I planned your surprise party for the following day.
Oh, yes.
And I literally just like treated you like garbage on your birthday because I was so terrified of spoiling the surprise for the next day of your party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, I told her because it was a terrible. Like, she took me to Claim Jumper. It was a good
Yeah, but
dinner.
it was a the lamest birthday, and I
Well,
intentionally
intentionally,
I
she was trying
didn't
to make me feel bad.
realize I should have made you had a really special day. That would have made you even more unsuspecting of like another surprise.
Yes.
But instead, I was like, oh, yeah, we'll just go out to dinner. It's whatever. And I was trying because I was like so nervous. I invited like 50
Mm.
people to your surprise party.
And then what happened was we didn't have a candle, and I just expect a candle to blow out on my birthday. It could be any candle. It's not a special candle. It could be on anything. I just want a candle to blow out, and that's the one thing I
Is
ask.
that too much
Is
to ask?
that
Kevin, a
it's
single
just too much?
candle?
What I wonder what you guys think. If you're watching, what is something that you desire for your birthday? If it's small or you just don't care. Like I know now Alyssa has the same thing, which I failed to do
No, no,
this
no.
year.
I didn't have the same
No.
thing.
But like over the years, it became when we had children.
Because you cared so much about the candle thing, I expected, oh, that's important to him, so he's going to do that for me.
Well,
He's going to make an effort for me.
well, not just the candle thing. The kids writing you letters.
No, what I did was I requested for my birthday. I said all I want for birthday, Mother's Day, like any card writing, I don't know, Valentine's, whatever. I don't really care. Any card writing occasion, I expect and would like to receive handwritten cards
And
and
super
drawings
valid.
from the children. It costs you nothing
Yes.
except for time. So I was like, don't agonize over what to buy me. Like, I'm doing you a favor. I'm like, don't
Yeah.
ask me what I want. Don't make a list. Don't do any of that. Just have the kids write me. And you can do that the month before. You could do it 2 weeks before. It doesn't have to be the morning of or the night before.
Husbands, there's your tip right there. Give your woman a nice handwritten card from your children or from
Just to
yourself.
feel thought of. And
Well,
that was the thing, is like, you planned my birthday breakfast with some dear friends, and it was so lovely. But you did not have the kids write me cards, and you did not get me a birthday candle. And I was like, one thing I specifically asked for, and the other one you specifically asked for. So I was like expecting one of them at least, and like neither of them happened.
We eventually did the candle, but again, it was like too late, too little. Too little, too late.
It was way. Do you want to tell them that I was crying while you tried to bake a candle for me? It was like, it's fine.
I love
it's
you.
It's fine.
Forgive me.
And it's like the extra burn of like, this is my 10th birthday I've spent with you as a married person. And I was like,
wow. Didn't even think about that.
But I forgave you. We talked it out. And if you ever step out of line again, what's going to happen. So
yeah,
it all worked out.
I sleep next to this person. I did want to say a highlight of my day.
Today?
Yeah, before we land this plane, is this. I got to play catch with my son.
Yes.
And talk about a moment as a father to play catch in baseball with your son. It's like, if you could think of the corniest dad things you could do, I'm in it. I'm in it. If they're able like to teach my son how to ride a bike.
And then in the last few weeks, this has all happened all at once. You taught him how to ride a 2-wheel bike.
Yeah.
You running right next to him, like holding the shirt and slowly letting go. Just that iconic dad riding the bike moment. And then out in the street, right outside the front of the house, like in the blacktop street, throwing the ball.
Yes, exactly.
Get him the glove.
Hitting him in the face with the ball. It's all part of the process. It's
all part of the magic.
And it's cool because he's like, oh, Dad, let's do this. Like, I want to, like, he wants to do it. And he's excited about it. And, like, it's hard for Judah excited about things. And so, like, when he does, it's like, I'm excited about it. Like, let's do it. Because I want to, like, hey, like, let's get active and be a part of that. And I'm so excited that he likes baseball. If it's baseball's his thing, that's one thing. I like soccer, but hey, like, I love that. That was just a moment where, like, who doesn't want to play catch with their son?
You're such a Clark Griswold. It's like insane.
I don't know. I think it's. What would you guys want to do with your son? Like,
most Clarky.
Playing catch is phenomenal.
No, it is.
And we're like, let's go Dodgers, and he's doing it, and we're like,
well, you know what helps with that? Is that he was in, I'm not going to make a comment about the Dodgers thing, but he was in, we put him in a sports class this year. So last semester, I should say, I only had him going to one like enrichment class. We're homeschooling. And he was like saying he wanted to do more, and I noticed that he like wants to be active, but he doesn't want to try hard things. He doesn't want to do things he doesn't know how to do. And getting him to try new things is hard. Learning the two-wheel bike, it was really hard. He only learned to ride a two-wheel bike a couple weeks ago, and he's 7. That's like a scale of like how badly he wants to try new things, right? The sports class is kind of forcing exposure to all the different types of sports, and it's challenging. But to watch him today in that sports class doing baseball, and to be like, for you to then be like, let's practice when we get home, and then him to feel that like, I do want to improve at this because I was trying today and it was hard. And so there's a mixture. It's like outside influence can be so helpful in order for that moment to happen in the family.
Absolutely.
It's cool.
And I've tried to play baseball with Judah before, but he's always afraid of the ball. But he's getting to the eight. I think 7 is like a phenomenal age. Of just like him.
Such a good age.
Like there's always in fatherhood, there's these moments where I can just remember about when they hit a certain age, it's phenomenal. Like when I was able to take Judah to the Denny's for the first time, it was like amazing. Where we
he
could
was
be
like
buds.
2.
Yeah, it was like
two or three.
about 3 years old, and he would just sit there and
Where
we
he
just
can
be
actually-
buds.
Yes, that
and
was
we would
like
talk to one another and just like have a coffee date. And I'm like, this is phenomenal.
that was your first like taking him out one-on-one intentionally, like to the park all the time, yes, and to out to do things and errands and stores, whatever. You would take him out all the time, but to be like, we're just gonna go out and have breakfast together and have coffee together, you know, get him his little hot chocolate or whatever. Like that's a big moment.
It's a big moment
when he's like finally old enough to like enjoy sitting there and just talking to you, and like, oh, it's so sweet.
It's the sweetest.
It's the richest.
And we're gonna go camping tomorrow, and it's gonna be all great.
Yeah.
All good memories.
Everything's gonna go so well.
Yes.
There will be no grumpy dads or whiny
As long as we're
boys.
fed. That's always the thing. As long as the Trujillos are fed. How do you like our Trujillos being a verb? Like the last name Trujillo being a verb? Like Trujillo by... Like
that's not a verb. That's an adverb or adjective. But every time I use Trujillo, I use the word Trujillo.
You're a full on Trujillo now.
You know, false. I'm not full on.
Don't be offended. Careful there. You're like I
am not. I am not full on, because if I were, you would all be dead. So there's something about me that is not Trujillo inherently, because I keep you all alive.
Yes. Trujillos need a, what are they called when
an outsider?
No. They need, you know how like a whale has like that thing that sits on it, and the bird is like, they have like the rhinos and the birds are together.
Oh, symbiotic?
Yeah, we have a symbiotic relationship with outsiders. We're like, for Trujillos to thrive, we need to have a bird pecking at us to remind us where to go and what to do.
Yeah, there's an analogy in there somewhere, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody does. Yeah, you guys need me. I'm just saying, I'm not full on Trujillo, but I use the word Trujillo the way people would use the word like dude. Like dude. I say Trujillo. Like every time you do anything.
Yeah.
Like I was laughing with my sister today because...
Oh yeah, very Trujillo moments. Here we go.
You, for some stretch of the imagination, you were like, I'm going to wear a white sweater.
Like, because it looks cool, and I think that once in a while that I can have a white sweater.
You're a dad and you're a Trujillo. And all I heard from you all day today was, dang it. And I heard, of course. And like you spilling things and splashing things, like things you never ordinarily spill, or you do and you should know better. And you're like, where's that Tide stick? And I'm like, I gave you 2 Tide sticks months
I found
ago.
it, by the way.
Great. Good. Wait, is it the one on the countertop that I set out tonight?
No,
okay.
I found it.
Yes, and you and I just was in today. You're like pouring your coffee out of the pour over carafe into the mug, and as you go to set it down, the whole thing just slips out of your whoosh, like all over your work desk. And it's just like that only happened because you wore a white sweater.
And I'm a Trujillo. We're messy people. We're messy
like
people.
Emotionally messy.
We're emotional and physically.
Like emotionally and mentally messy.
We're just messy all over.
all the mess, all the ways you can be messy.
Which is a good thing. We like to jack things up,
It's
pump things up.
jack up is the right word, actually. I would stick with that one.
Love you too, honey.
I love you so
No, I
much.
know you
I
do.
feel like we do need to come back and just be like, we do a lot of like the funny,
I know.
like husband and wife, like banter
but we're
back
like-
and forth.
But we're like best friends.
But like, actually, I enjoy
Yes,
you.
we enjoy each other.
I
very
need
much so.
someone around to make me feel smart.
Stop it.
You're smart. To make me feel, you make me feel like I'm needed and useful.
I feel like a woman kind of thing.
Man,
I feel like a
I'm
woman.
needed.
Oh, yeah.
Like I feel
Well, dude,
like I'm wanted.
You feel like you're needed?
Yeah, you need me.
Well, we all need you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
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 So
saying that,
but I do like you. And
I love you.
That's another Parks and Rec reference. I like you and I love you.
That is true. We go deep with one another, and I would rather not do it with anyone else than my wife.
Thanks.
Yeah. You're a
I
very
agree.
special person.
You're special to me.
So if you guys have any questions for the Q&A, for the cast, please put them in the comments, and we'll thanks for all those who are joining us, man. We have so many friends. Just
Throw them down. Throw them down. Join in.
Join in.
Throw the questions in. We'll get to them either now
Or next week.
We're
live every Tuesday and Thursday.
every Tuesday and Thursday, which sounds wild because it is. How do they do it? We struggle.
Yes.
So, but it's fun. We have a good time. The thing is, we're doing this anyway. It just is like,
Let's
now,
invite you into our world,
now
and
it's consistent.
maybe you can laugh about it, or you can critique us as well and
Yeah.
say like, "Hey, you guys are just ridiculous."
Yeah, throw it in the comments.
Throw it in. This is the internet. It's vicious. It's wild. We can take it because we're Trujillos.
Well, you could take it. I'll let you read the comments.
Yes.
You can just read me the good ones and the questions.
You're the only thing that makes this podcast viral. Like
Well,
your
do you
wisdom.
not post enough clips of yourself?
No, I post plenty, and people are like, "I had enough of this guy."
Scroll.
Get out of here. Get out. Because they can't understand what I'm saying. That's the thing.
I mean,
You just speak like with a very professional. Oh, one thing I do love about Alyssa is that she has a journalist voice. Like, can you do the journalism voice at all for them?
I can't.
You can.
I can't do my journalism voice.
Oh, she has a great
I
journalism voice.
I can, but I
try to do two things with Alyssa. Get her to say things in her journalistic voice, or say, "And Big Brother."
You're outing me as a Big Brother watcher.
You are.
It's garbage TV, but I love the strategy. I really enjoy the strategy. I fast forward through the competitions because it's like ridiculous to watch.
Are you kidding me?
No,
right now?
it's like they're like in weird costumes and they're doing weird things. I don't care.
Oh, I'm thinking of Survivor.
Yeah. No. Survivor.
I thought you fast forward the Survivor competitions.
No, I like watching the Survivor competitions. The Big Brother competitions are weird, and I just want to watch the gameplay and the strategy and all that.
And Julie Chen.
I love Julie Chen. She's a queen.
Ooh, are you proud of me for remembering the names? I did.
And she loves God.
Ooh, praise Jesus.
Praise him.
Praise him.
Anyway,
Is that it?
let's land this sucker.
I know.
Let's
That downward
bring
spiral
it
can
in.
go real quick, so we're gonna
bring it in. That one pink noodle that you have.
Pink noodle?
It's your brain. I was saying instead of having a spaghetti brain like everybody else, you just have like one single coil going down.
I think that's the most funny. That's the clip for me. That's the clip of the century.
Let's get out of here.
Well, love you guys. Have a great night.
Have a good night.
See you next Tuesday.
Let's say we'll be back on Tuesday and hope you are too. And that's a wrap.
We didn't even
Love you
sing this
guys.
time.
Should we close in a song? There can be
miracles